Hello. Hello. Welcome, everyone. It's me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. I just realized I went live and didn't even tell my daughter that I'm going live. Anyway, so where I am set up, my filming area, it is in the community space of my family. So you may hear some noises, but we're going to keep it pushing because this is real life. Okay. This is not a studio. This is my real life. Anyway, but if you're here to talk about Mars and Virgo, I'm a little bit late, but that's okay because I got some good, juicy information just for you. This is where you're going to get it. This is where we're going to talk about Mars and entering Virgo. It's already in Virgo, how it affects us individually and the collective. I'll explain Mars, I'll explain Virgo, I will explain them together. I'm going to talk about the history and the aspects. And the aspects, for anyone who is new or who's like, I don't know what that is, or just who doesn't even really know astrology. Aspects are the relationships the planets have with each other in the sky and where they are placed, how they affect them. There's really the degrees apart, and there's different relationships. The degrees represent the feeling, the energy, the vibe in the sky. Okay, that I love to say. Okay, so let's talk about, before we get into that. All right, I have some announcements. Okay, so get ready for my next video, which I will do tomorrow. Okay, I'm saying this because I have to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about Mercury in Cancer. We already are in that energy, but we're going to talk about the new moon in Cancer, and I'm going to talk about Venus retrograde. I don't know if I'm going to do those two videos separately, but definitely we're going to talk about the new moon. Oh, not Venus retrograde, that will be coming up, but I'm going to talk about the lunar nodes and how they're entering Aries and Libra. Matter of fact, let me make sure my mic is on right now. I just realized that. Yes, it is. Okay. So, oh, okay. So, and also too, don't forget to check my last video. I did a tarot reading for it's a pick a card. So go ahead and do that. If you want your own individual tarot reading, click the link in the bio. I have some availabilities and it's affordable. Okay. So, and it's a 30-minute read. If you never got your tarot reading done, it's really great. And it's through Zoom. Okay. So you don't have to be scared. You don't have to come in person. What else do we have? Oh, and I also did a video on everything Cancer energy. I have a series that I started on that, and it just explains each zodiac sign and how it affects us as a collective. You don't have to be the sign to know about the sign. If you're new to astrology too, you want to know more astrology, that's a great series to start. Also, I have a great podcast here, and it's called Astro Tarot Insights, illuminating the current climate. But what it's really talking about is the current affairs, what was the word that I'm trying to think of? Current events. Oh gosh, what is going on? So yeah, it's the current events and astrology and tarot connected. I've discussed in the last podcast Neptune. Was it Neptune and Pisces? I think it was Neptune and Pisces. But I'm going to talk about all the current events coming up. I think I did all the planets and how it's going to affect us, how it's affecting us now, and how it's going to affect us in the future. Okay. So if you're into that, and yes, and I do talk about current events too. Okay, and what else do we have? Also, please don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. If you don't know, I have a newsletter. Yay! I give that out every week. But the newsletter is really more important for me because if, these little companies, and I won't say where they are, but I am doing this live in several platforms, but these companies like to shadow ban, is that the word, or block or turn off or whatever, and then I lose people who are interested in my content. And so this is a way that I get to keep hold of you guys. It's for us to stay together, really. So I collect the emails to keep the emails just for emergencies, just in case I get knocked off, you'll know where to follow me. So that's really the important part of it. But you still get some stuff for free. I give it out in a newsletter every week. Also, sometimes I throw in some special divination tools in there. Okay, so, oh, I see that the internet is a little bit off and a little weak. So I'm hoping that it clears up and gets better. Also, I have a free PDF if you're into tarot. If you want to know how to do tarot, how to read tarot, I have that for you. And please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, that helps me out. It is free. Also, like, because that also helps other people find out about me. Okay, so that helps. If you like this video, other people will be like, wait a minute, what is that? People are liking this video, and it helps me in that. What is that thing that YouTube or whatever people use to help people know that this video is good? All right, so yes, let's get on to what we came for. Okay, the business is over, and here is the current energy right now. And today is July 13th. This video is live and I am saving it, but that is what we have now. And just people who are new here, people who are new to astrology, don't worry. I'm going to explain what this means. Not all of it. I have discussed this in a previous video, so you can click that link when I talk about the current transits, Cancer transits. But that is what we have in the sky right now. This is a screenshot of all the celestial beings, which you can also call planets. But yes, this is what it looks like right now, not that long ago. Sometime, but today, we'll just say today. And I just want you to see what it looks like for people who are more visual. And you see that Mars is in Virgo. Okay, so oh, and here are all the transits. You can screenshot this. This goes all the way into July 22nd, because that's when Cancer season ends. And I would do a new video on Leo season, okay, and how that affects you and your sun. And yes, okay. Also, too, I just want to say here we have some of the ingress, and ingress means where it goes into a zodiac sign, okay. And what do we have here? July 10th. Where are we? Yes, so July 10th, we have Mars entering Virgo, and we also had Mercury entering Leo. Now Mercury's in Cancer, from what I saw. Let me see. Yes, Mercury should be in Cancer. Mercury moves fast, okay? If you guys didn't know. Oh, it's in Leo. Mercury's still in Leo. It's going to enter Cancer soon. When does it enter Cancer? Okay, whatever. It's another video. You see how easily I get distracted? Yeah. Oh, it already entered Cancer. No, I don't know what's going on here. I'm sorry. Yes. So it entered Leo July 10th. It left Cancer. Yes. I'm like, wait, it entered something. Yes. And that's what I see. I accidentally said I was going to do a video on Mercury entering Cancer, which I meant Mercury entering Leo, which has already happened. And we feel this energy currently right now. Anyway, but you see that we have a new moon July 17th. And we had some retrogrades happening too. We already had Neptune retrograde June 30th. Don't be alarmed by that. The big planets, they retrograde about 6 months out of the year. They retrograde all the time. So, and I should explain that a little bit more, but today's not the video, right? Okay, so let's talk about Mars and Virgo, because that's what you're here for. If you didn't know, that is what you're here for. And Mars is a fire sign. It's associated with action and drive and passion. It is your ego, okay? Mars is responsible for governing our will, our, like I said earlier, passion, creativity, and relationship with patience. It rules the warrior. It is your drive, your combat, your action, your aggression. It's also the planet known for war. Okay. And intensity. Mars is associated also with our physical energy, how we pursue things, how you drive is very Mars energy, because Mars is the energy planet and it rules that energy that we use to maintain ourselves in the face of pressure. Okay. Mars is associated also too with impatience and impulsiveness. And I am a Mars in Gemini. So there is that. I move fast and all that stuff. Also, Mars also is very important to know your Mars in your natal chart, because it also shows you where you work and how you work and how you work. Okay. Mars is associated with our physical vitality and our strength. Our core instincts. Mars rules over our primal sexuality too. And not to get too involved in that, but it's what you find attractive during intimacy. Mars is a malefic planet, okay? And it's not the big malefic, which is Saturn. It's a little bit smaller, but it stirs the pot. There's hot-headedness energy with this, and it's it's the bad guy, but not really as bad as Saturn, but it is considered the bad guy. Maleficent encouraged grind culture and embraces conflict. Mars can also manifest itself when there is no outlet for your energy to be released. Okay, so if there is this amount of vigor and energy you have and it's not being released, it's going to take it out somewhere. Okay. When Mars is weak, we are dealing with conflicts, arguments, and irritability. And like I said earlier, did I say that it is the planet of war? It's about our survival, our instinct, our anger, aggression, violence, competition is very Mars. Bravery, Mars is the instinct that gets us out of danger. But Mars doesn't also just play defense. Okay, no, it encourages us to take risk and pursue opportunities. So some key words with Mars alone is we have abortions, alcohol, arguments, anger, crime, exaggerations, fires, males, military matters, passion, stealing, wars, guns, and sexuality. Yeah, I said guns and ego. Let me scroll back up. Sorry, I'm drinking tea. I shouldn't have drunk this tea. It makes my throat a little dry. I know you think tea doesn't, but this tea bag, maybe it's the bag that it carries, because loose tea does not do that for me. I wanted to say, first of all, where's the date? Okay, so Mars is in Virgo, July 10th. It did it at 4:40 a.m. I'm sorry, I like the details of the time. And it stays until August 27th, and then it's going to enter Libra. Now we left Mars in Leo, and I did a podcast on that, and it was all about fires and also children. Okay, so and those were the themes that we had as a collective. And if you are confused by that, it's like, oh, also celebrities. The celebrities were a big deal when you have Mars and Leo. And then, but I discussed a podcast on that, so I don't want to re-discuss it. I just want you to understand when we have those fires, when we had that fire in Canada that affected New York. That was from Mars and Leo. Okay. And fireworks, you see, they had this protest that just happened. It's still probably going on in France. And if they used almost every fire, I don't know why they have fireworks. Can someone tell me that? But I do know in astrology that it's from Mars and Leo, just fire, 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 a lot of heat. Anyway, so here are some things you can keep in mind anytime Mars is going to change a zodiac sign, which we would say Mars ingress. Be aware of your personal drives and motivations. Be mindful of your actions and how they affect others. Use the energy of Mars wisely to achieve your goals. Be prepared for challenges and conflict. Stay grounded. Because you're dealing with this fire energy and centered during this time of heightened energy, anytime it has that. So let's talk about Virgo, because remember, we're talking about the planet, and the planet is what is going to really, where this energy is holding, like this is how it's going to come out in its physical energy. But how is it going to come out? We had Leo, we left Leo, but now we're in Virgo. So what does this mean? And Virgo is the sixth sign of the zodiac, and it represents the symbol of Virgin. Virgo is an earth sign, so it's very feminine energy, and it's very inner energy is when you have feminine. Earth is very practical, it's very detail orientated in its service. Virgo energy is very slow. Very, very slow too. Okay. So the ruling planet of Virgo is Mercury. I know you're like, wait, but you said Mars is going into Virgo, but each zodiac sign has a ruling planet, and Mercury it's its ruling planet. And get ready for that when I talk about the history of Mars and Virgo. But the planet of Mercury, now I know everyone is familiar with Mercury retrograde, right? So, and usually they tell you not to fly, pay attention to transportation, double check any contracts you sign. If you didn't know, that is what they normally say. But so Mercury is a planet of communication, logic, and analysts. And Virgos are known for being very practical, detail orientated, like I said, and they do all that, and they're very perfectionists and can be very critical of themselves and others, especially in those matters, because they're very analytical, right? Virgos are typically very hardworking and dedicated, and they often have a strong sense of duty. Now, you're like, but you're talking about the person. This is the energy, and this is what we're all going to have when it comes to, as a collective, our physical selves, right? Virgo energy is also very service orientated, and it's like the doctors, the teachers, and they enjoy helping others. Virgo is associated also with work, not with work, I said that earlier, with health. Okay, service and health. So that's why I said also doctors. Virgos are also drawn to careers in the medical field, fire, healthcare, or education. They're also drawn to helping others in charitable work because they're very service driven. Virgo. Also, Virgo energy is very into animals. Okay, which is also very like service energy. It's a mutable sign. So that means it's adaptable and flexible, which is great because we just left this Mars in fire Leo, and because Mars is already fiery, and it was in a Leo sign fire, it was double fire. But now we're hitting more of a Earth energy and mutableness. Really, is what I was saying. So we get a little more flexibility. So that is what we got, and it's able to, if there's a bad situation, maybe see the light or see the positive side in a very difficult situation. Okay. But details, that's what we have for. We have more of a tunnel energy versus the broad, because Virgo energy wants to focus on the small details and wants to make it perfect. Hence why the energy is very slow. Okay. So here are some keywords for Virgo: practical, detail orientated, analytical, perfectionist, critical, hardworking, dedicated, service orientated, adaptable, flexible. Now I have some other words here. Remember too, Virgo is very critical because they're a perfectionist. And so if it's not perfect, they start to criticize. So you get that energy and they point out a lot of flaws. They're very highly intelligent. And yes, okay. So here's some other keywords for Virgo energy: body care, health, charitable, herbs, hygiene, illness, healing, doctors, veterinarians, animals, bees, food storage. This is interesting. I know I haven't discussed this part, but storing any type of food, because Virgo is all about planning and planning ahead, right? So you got food storage, poultry, vegetables, produce, markets, wheat, cafes, farmers, farming. And that is also dealing with earth, because Virgo is, remember, earth energy. And then again, we have details, editor, bookkeeping, accountants, administration. And you're probably like, why are you reading these keywords? This is going to affect us all as a collective. So let's see what we have in the headlines, or what we have coming up with this energy, or what we already had, right? And I just want to explain the importance of details and what it looks like. So it's like someone who is editing something for you, or someone who is organizing something for you, or an accountant, because they care about the details. They care about the smaller picture versus the bigger picture. We also have industries and agencies. And the reason we have that is because we're talking about employees, right? Because Virgo is about work. Okay. Libras, patterns, charts, recipes. That's all about organization, teaching, service, waiters, anything that is the service industry. Mars and Virgo. Okay. Tailors, hard labor, employees, employment, which I discussed earlier, civil service, servants, secretaries, and critic, which we talked about, the perfectionist energy. Now, let me talk about the places that Virgo is in charge of. And that means, because Mars and Leo is Canada, hence the fires. Okay. So let me tell you what Mars, the places that we have for Mars. We have Greece. Get ready for that, for some historical things. Brazil, Boston. Now, I may not say the city right. Brindisi, Italy. California, Baghdad, Basel, Switzerland, New England states. Okay, so get ready. We may have some stuff already dealing with New England, the Congo, Croatia, Los Angeles, California, which is great because that's where I live. Lyons, France, Jerusalem, Israel, Moscow, Russia, North Russia, Vietnam, Virginia State, Washington State, and Uruguay. Apologize if I said the words wrong. Anyway, but that is what we have. Mars in Virgo. These things, these countries, these cities, these states, they're going to be on a platform with this energy. So let's talk about Mars and Virgo together. What does that mean? And hold on, let me just make sure. Yes, okay. Let's talk about what Mars and Virgo mean. So when you have the two energies that come together, it's all about productivity and achievement for the collective, okay? Individually, we're feeling this too, but for the collective, It's all about achievement, hard work. It's also critical and demanding when you're pursuing things. And remember, I said Mars is your ego. So your ego is like very critical and very perfectionistic. And also procrastination, because you're moving slow and you're paying paying attention to the details. So you may have the insecurity of like it's not perfect, so you procrastinate. Also, health concerns is really big. So Mars in Virgo wants you to be find refinement and be precise and efficient when you make a move. Okay, the chance to move forward with personal and professional goal planning and organizing is major right now. So as a collective, if there's any goals you're trying to achieve, this is the energy to do it. Mars in Virgo, wisely, you can achieve really great things. So I know everyone thinks about Beyonce as the Virgo, and you have to really just think about the fact that the Virgo energy wants to be perfect. It's not just a hard working, it's like, I'm going to do this hard work and I'm going to make it perfect. I'm going to pay attention to the details, because you're talking about Kobe, who was a Virgo. And after he played the game, he watched his game because he wanted to be perfect. The effect of Mars ingressing into this is going to affect us individually and collectively. So let's talk about the collective, right? On a collective level, Mars ingress can influence the overall energy of the world. It can affect the political climate, the economy, and the social landscape. The effects of this is positive and negative. Now, on a positive side, we're going to be motivated to take action, achieve goals, and probably make the world a different place. Right? On the negative side, there is conflict, aggression, and violence anytime you're dealing with Mars. But this is going to be more increased focus on focus and productivity and attention to detail, if I cannot say that enough. Okay, so what do we have? The challenges. The challenges, again, is anytime you're dealing with Mars, is conflict and aggression. So be aware of arguing with others, starting fight, and being frustrated. And then you have increased focus on details. So be aware of that tunnel vision, because you're not really thinking about the bigger picture. You're really just thinking about this narrow vision. And sometimes that could be a little bit overwhelming. Okay. Especially if you're trying to improve in work and then you're lacking in relationships. Do you know what I'm saying? Increased pressure to succeed. I mean, we know what that is. You feel that energy. I mean, I don't need to explain that, right? I think you know what that is, but you're going to feel the pressure to really succeed, but you need to have realistic goals. Okay. Opportunities is that because we're going to be focused, we're going to see some productivity. Even though you're going to be narrowed down and you're going to be focused on a smaller detail, and that energy is going to grow. You're going to probably, hopefully, you're going to increase your ability to focus on health. And that's really important, and well-being as a collective. It may not be your health, it may be the health for the collective. Okay. You're going to be paying attention to exercising, eating right. Like I can see this happening, like I'm paying attention to my kids' health, right? And it's not necessarily my health, it's more the kids' health, because we're talking about collective energy. And again, paying attention to that detail is it's good, because you're narrow-minded in a different way, not narrow-minded in like, I don't know if that's the right term to use. Anyway, so here's some tips for navigating this transit. Set some clear goals and intentions, because you have this energy and you can take action. So go ahead and write your goals on what you want to achieve, and you're going to be able to focus on it. Be mindful of your emotions. Because you're going to be critical and on others. So be aware of that. And Mars is very confrontational energy. Okay. So find healthy ways to express your energy, because anytime you're dealing with Mars, like I said earlier, you want to be able to release the energy in a healthy way, and be patient and be persistent. Mars in Virgo can be a challenging transit, but most important, be patient and persistent. If you keep towards your goals and achieve it, you will achieve it, because it's slower energy. Okay, now let's talk about historically what we have when we had Mars in Virgo in the past. Now, a long time ago, okay, 1757, we had the Battle of Plassey. I don't know much about that, but I'm just going to say that that was had. Okay. It was which marked the beginning of the British rule in India. And then you had the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. 1914, you had the bombing of Hiroshima. Okay. Now, I didn't go into detail of reading those. I just want to put that out there in case you're a historian buff. But this is what I do know. In 2001, that's when we had 9/11, the terrorist attacks, right? And that was during Mars and Virgo. Like I said earlier, Mars is all about the war. So anytime there is a war, you want to look at what Mars is. You want to look at how its relationship with the planets, which we call aspects, where it is. And if you're in a war, if you're fighting, always look at Mars, okay? Aries energy too, because Mars rules Aries. Okay, so I'm going to keep going so you can see the theme here. Okay, so July 30th, 2021, July 2021 and September 2021, yeah, 2021, we had Mars in Virgo, and we had some wildfires, and it was in Greece. And I said earlier that Greece is one of the cities. So, and Mars is always got the fire. Okay. But now, when you change the zodiac sign, it affects different cities. So there you go. But here we go. USA airstrike killed Islamic State member Kabul airport at an airport. And September 14th, North Korea demonstrates a short-range ballistic missiles that land just out of Japan's territory. South Korea demonstrates its first submarine launch, but ballistic missiles too, right? Okay, I'm going to keep going. In 2019, August 2019 and October 2019, it was the year of the guns when we had Mars and Virgo. It was an employee, well, this doesn't have anything to do with guns, but I just want you to understand the Mars energy. August 14th, an employee, which we discussed. Mars is all about workers. An employee of the U.S. Immigration and Customs drives a truck through a group of peaceful protesters. August 17th to the 18th, we had the anti-gun rallies that are held over 100 cities in all 50 states. August 20th, Richard Ross, a police commissioner of the Philadelphia, resigns after allegation of the members of his department engaged in sexual harassment. Remember, we have sexual energy with Mars. NASCAR, August 23, bans advertisements of assault-style rifles and sniper rifles. And I'm sorry, I don't know why I put the gun up to you. Apologies. August 31st, 7 people are killed in Odessa shooting in West Texas. I find that there was a lot of shootings and mass shootings with Virgo energy. I didn't see how it correlated, but it was, I mean, Mars, we have a lot of that anyway, but I saw that it was happening. I stopped going back, but I felt like if I kept going, I used my intuition. I'm like, this is a common thing. Okay, September 3rd, Walmart announces they will stop selling handguns. Kroger asks shoppers to refrain from openly carrying guns. So in 2019, it was all about the guns and stopping the guns. I didn't look at the other energy for that. I just looked up what the sign Mars in Virgo, what it had. Okay. So in 2017, that was the next time we had Mars in Virgo. September 2017 to October 2017, 60 people are killed. And that's when in Vegas, that guy shot. It was like a country like festival, and he just shot from the sky from a hotel, killing all these people. 867 people. Wow. Anyway, October 14th, I really want to go and look at that chart. I'm like, I want to stop what I'm doing right now and be like, what was that about? October 14th in 2017, a massive blast caused a truck bombing and killed 587 people in Somalia. Now, 2015 and in September and November 2015, Russia begins airstrikes. Again, we're dealing with air, okay? In Syria, in October 3rd, United States airstrikes on Doctors Without Borders in a hospital in Afghanistan that killed 20 people. So that is the brief history that I looked up. And what I saw, the common dynamic, the common theme was air. Mercury, again, remember, it's airplanes and air, right? And it's travel. And now you're talking about guns. So what does a gun look like with air? For some reason, it was with Mars and Virgo. I don't know why, but that is what I commonly saw. So beware of air, missiles in the air, shooting from the air, guns from the air, anything that could kind of represent that from the air. That is what you have, because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. Okay, so you have that air with guns. That is what I saw. If September 11th does not show the air and the fire connection with Mars and Virgo, that is the only way that I can explain it. So if we have any conflict or any wars with that, that is a common theme. We still are dealing with guns, of course, and fire, but somehow it comes from the air. Okay, even though that 1 year, 2019, and if I kept going back, I wonder what I would find. But 2019, we had the anti-gun movement. Very important. I wonder if the sun was by it or what. I don't know. Mercury, whatever. But I didn't look at the aspects, but just want you to know historically. So let's talk about the aspects now this year, 2023. Also, too, if you my tea, sorry, I didn't even say I'm about to take a sip, but also too, oh, just a side note, I'm trying on a new lipstick, so I'm like, is it still on? Anyway, I just want you to know, what was I gonna say in 2022? Okay, whatever, I forgot what I was gonna say. Whatever. Okay, so let's talk about the aspects this year. And July 15th, okay, we're trining the North Node. So that's July. I know I said July 11th and it's the 13th, but this is going to last into the 18th. Okay. And this is great for sensitive messages from the higher powers to tell you something about your future. You're going to intuitively get some type of messaging, because the North Node is all about the future and moving on for hopefully your career, your life path, or whatever. And trine is very positive. You don't have to do anything for trine, because it's naturally attracted to you, and it's naturally just going to flow for you. You're just going to effortlessly get the energy, and it's going to work for you. And we have Mars in the sign of Virgo trining the North Node. And like again, the North Node is about your future and your life purpose. And so now they're working together in very positive flow. And I mean, who doesn't want that? Okay. And it's effortlessly. So either way, you'll have opportunities to move forward and renew your vigor, your energy for the future. Okay. So July 17th, and that lasts until the 18th. So, but in between that, we have July 17th, and we have Mars, this in Virgo, right, is in opposition of Saturn. Saturn is currently in Pisces, and opposition means that they're completely opposite in the natal chart. I mean, in the chart, right, in the sky. And okay, so that is like they can't compromise. There needs to be some fairness. There's some conflict. It's like the mother and the father. It was like night and day, right? Like complete opposite signs, and there needs to be some harmony here. And Saturn is all about discipline, and then we have it in the sign of Pisces, discipline, structure. Saturn's also about the structure and authority and establishment, right? And you have it in a sign Pisces, which is very intuitive and spiritual energy. Also could be dealing with some pharmaceutical, right? And they're opposing each other. So individually, it could be opposing some rules you have with drugs or something like that, or and your body, right? And it's not getting along. Discipline and endurance are required when you have this aspect, this transit. Resist the urge to control or be controlled by others, because Saturn is all about authority, right? You need to respect other people's influences on your life right now rather than going against their power, okay? Yes. And then July 19th, we have Jupiter trining, which we talked about trine, but Jupiter is very positive and abundant, and it's in the sign of Taurus, which is about resources or whatever you deem your resources. But usually it's earth energy, so it's like the tangible resources, okay? But it's trining, so it's very positive. It starts July 17th, and July 28th we're going to really feel it, and then it goes all the way until August 12th. So now you're going to be ready to take a positive approach to your life, and because I said it's very optimistic, and you have your ego, Mars, your ego being very like positive towards your resources. So be aware of that. And you're going to have the confidence to obtain resources or to start like an enterprise, not start, but be very like entrepreneurship energy, okay, or to achieve things. So you got study, travel overseas also when you have Jupiter and it's dealing with your resources, okay? Now, July 28th, we have a squaring our moon. This is very fast energy because the moon is just, you know, it's so fast, right? It's very moody, the moon. But July 30th is going to come back in trine. But July 28th, we have the square. Now, if you don't know what a square is, the square is, it's a strong aspect. The conjunction is strong, but square is strong too, because it's really not doing any work. And you have to do the work to make things come together, okay? It's hot-headed. They're usually in the same mode, so cardinal, mutable, or fixed, and there's no harmony here, okay? So you have to take these stressful planets and make them work because they're not trying to see halfway. So you have to make them see halfway, right? And so now the moon is your emotions, and the moon is going to be in a sign of Sagittarius during this time. So it should be optimistic. Your emotions should be positive and full of emotions, but you're gonna be emotional, maybe irritable. Okay, you may understand the reason of this irritation, or you may simply just feel out of sorts. Like, where does this come from? What's going on? I don't get it. Doesn't matter. Let it go. Be one. Practice peace, patience. Okay, remember I told you what to do when Mars ingresses, you know, so practice staying grounded and centered and be patient, because things will be revealed. All things, you know, when you have conflicts in life, this is just me talking, okay, as an experienced lifer. When you have conflicts of life, and what I've learned from learning astrology is that everything is almost like a life lesson. My husband's like, everything's not a lesson. Everything's a lesson. Okay, everything's a life lesson. So when you get these bullets thrown at you, you're like, what is the lesson here? Okay, and just take the lesson internally and learn it. Okay, you don't have to put your lesson on people, because Mars will want to do that. Now, August 5th, we have Mars and Virgo trining again, very positive Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of unexpected things, right? And it's in a sign of Taurus. It's very strong August 13th, so that's when you're really going to feel it, and it ends August 25th. So you're going to be very inspired. You're going to be thinking out of the box, not thinking out of the box, but pursuing things that are very unique and out of the box, are ready to tackle something new, something you've never tackled before. Existing projects are also likely to stimulate you, right? And at last you see the light. And you'll be able to have new breakthroughs with this, because Mars has got the energy to pursue things, the unexpected, out of the box, very freedom loving humanitarian energy in the sign of Taurus, which is very resourceful. Okay, so I'm trying to help you understand and connect all that. Now, August 8th, we have Mars trining the moon, and the moon is in Aries, and Aries is very fast energy and wants to be first, and could be competitive, right? But it's going to be very courageous. Emotionally, you're courageous. You have the confidence. When you have Mars and then it's in a sign of Aries, that is what I mean, it could be no more courageous than that. So be ready for that. And emotionally, you're going to, if you have some anger because you have the Mars in Aries, you know, I mean, you have the moon in Aries and the Mars is the ruler of Aries, you know, be aware of that, but you're going to be very confident emotionally with that. I'm like, what does that sound? I have a loft up here. Anyway, so August 11th, now we have Mars in Virgo is conjunct Mercury in Virgo, and conjunct means they're together, and it's a very strong aspect when two planets are together because you feel the double energy, right? It's the most powerful aspect, some must say, and possibly indicates two planets in the same degrees and in the same sign. It indicates two planets joining and producing very concentrated energy and force, right? So Mercury is your communication, which I discussed earlier, but we have the Mercury also that is the details, paying attention to the details, right? Very analytical Virgo, and Mars in Virgo. Wow, imagine the things you're gonna complete that day. Okay. Very decision making, very honest, very frank, very clear about the hard working that you have to do. Very quick thinking. It's an ideal time to be assertive, especially when it comes to working your goals and technical skills and mental ability, and working with others. Hopefully that works, because you'll be able to communicate and think. Okay. Now, what else do we have? August 13th. It's going to be strong. August 20th, we have Mars in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. And opposing, again, I said they're complete opposite, right? I like to do the picture. The desire to escape is going to be very strong, because Neptune is like, I don't want reality. Where are the drugs? Where are the dreams? I don't want to be a part of this. I want to escape. There's also lack of confidence there too, because anytime Neptune is involved, there is like a lack of confidence, lack of clarity, and fog. So, I mean, not lack, but there's a lack of clarity, and then there's some haziness there too. So you're pursuing, and your ego is like in conflict and not working with. It's complete opposite of clearness and haziness and your intuition. So be aware of that. You may feel tired, or you may not trust people, or you may want to be alone. Okay. So be aware of that. August 13th, we have Mars in Virgo sextile Cancer, the moon. I love a Cancer moon. Anyway, but it's going to be courageous. No, there's going to be confidence again, right? And sextile is positive. You got to do a little more work than the trine, but the universe and God is on our side. So anything dealing with your family and relationships or women, when it comes to your emotions, you're going to have the energy to help achieve it and really focus the details on that. Okay. Also too, Virgo is, it's very womanly, and then the Cancer is the womb. So there's some connections with that if you're trying to do anything fertility wise. But you have to put in a work, right? But the universe is on your side. Now we have Mars in Virgo, and it trines Pluto in Capricorn. Very positive, right? It starts August 14th. It's going to be strong on the 21st, right? This is going to be extra driving energy that you're going to have. And unfortunately, you are likely to have more energy than you normally have, especially when it comes to something that causes a change. Maybe a change in the structure, change in authority, because you're dealing with Capricorn. Pluto is all about transformation, change. So that is what you get. Pluto is also power, and it's going to work with power. So you're naturally going to be able to have the energy to work with anything that's dealing with power. Okay. Very positive. Be ready for that. What else do we have? Oh, here's the last transit that I saw, August 26th. We have Mars in Virgo. It's squaring the moon. I didn't see what moon this is, so I'm just going to go off just the moon. But every now and then, it's going to be, you're going to have some irritability towards the end of it. And it's not as strong, but it's very medium energy. But you're not quite yourself, but you may feel like you're unease, right? Use that energy and go for a walk, work out, release it in that way instead of emotionally releasing it. Okay, let me do some tarot for the collective. Let me take a sip. Ooh, I have this beautiful thing here. I have all this stuff here. Let me move it, and let me, I'm using the African Tarot, which is my favorite tarot deck here. Set this aside. You guys, I'm going to have to start having the air on, and I will have to apologize for that because it's about to get hot over here. Let me mix the deck. We're going to do tarot, and then after I do tarot, I'm going to go into the horoscopes for everyone. And like I said, I hope you like this. I hope everything made sense. And please don't forget to thumbs up. Check out my other videos, my other podcasts. Welcome to this new home. And I'm still mixing the cards, but we're going to do the tarot for collective, and I'm going to do it individually for your horoscopes. So check that out too. So when we have Mars in Virgo, what does God in the universe want us to know? We have the Death card. Don't be alarmed. It's really about transitioning and a change, and something will be dying, something will be ending, something. Let's see what it is, but something will. There will be a change. The Death. Let me see. I mean, we're dealing with Mars, so there could be like the energy of ending a friendship, okay, or ending something because we have this Mars aggression. um Oh, look at this. And when something ends, something will begin. So this Mars in Virgo for the collective is going to cause an ending for something, but then it's going to start a new journey for a lot of people. And just remember that and pack light. And remember, all you need is the tools that God has given you. If you see here, he's packed light, but he does have the tools that God has given him. Also, in this card too, he's on a cliff, but he doesn't have fear because he's starting a new journey. And when someone starts a new journey, what does that matter? They're like, I don't know what I'm in for. So all possibilities are positive possibilities. This is also very Uranus, so you expect the unexpected and you're ready to think outside of the box. Also Aries, you're very courageous and strong when starting a new journey. And then the Death card is representing Scorpio. Scorpio is very let's get deeper into the surface, which you have that Virgo energy to really get deeper and focus that tunnel vision. Yes. Okay. So lastly, we have the Four Wands, which is all about stability and structure and your community and home. This also could be like the end of something and now you're celebrating. Also, this could be weddings. Okay. For the collective, Virgo energy could be wedding. Let me see how else we have here. The wands represent fire because we have the Mars and it's very fiery and courageous energy. So there could be some courageous and confident energy. And yes, when it comes to your community, your home, your what you consider your home base. What else do we have in your stability and structure, or your marriage and family? Okay, so that's what we have for the collective. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get into our horoscopes. And let me put this here. I would suggest everyone to look at their rising signs. You need to check your time to do your risings for this horoscopes. You need to know your time. You need to go on Google, put in your time. I'm looking over here. Put in your time on Google, right? And say you want your natal chart. You put your time. You need the location of your birth, and you get that in your natal chart. And then let me show you for people who are new here. If you see where this Aquarius, oh, it's over here. Let me, you see this right here? That is your rising. Okay. So when you look up your chart, and some websites tell you your rising, which is your ascendant, ASC, it will say that here. Or if you see it in a chart like this, it's right there. Okay. So you want to look at that, and then you get your rising. You can also check your sun and moon, because my mom has my sun. My rising is my mom's sun sign, and boy, oh boy, sometimes that hits. So, okay. So, I am going to do tarot for each one. So let's start with Aries. Okay, Aries, welcome. So you have your Mars in the sixth house, and this transit can bring about time to increase about your health and focus. You may be more likely to be organized and taking care of your health. You also may be more interested in a job and being more productive. You're already going to focus your ego energy into hardworking and getting things done. Whatever the pleasure is of tomorrow, you're not worried about that because you just left that actually. Your Mars before that was in that house, but now it's like, no, let's get focused. Let's do some work. We're worried about today. You take probably real strong pride in your work. What else do we have? Oh, you may have everything I discussed in the main video is you right now, because you are Mars in Virgo in the house where Virgo is ruling, right? So you're going to probably be really into servicing others. Now, the ego doesn't want to really service others because they're like, the ego's like, it's about me, and Mars is about me. So be aware of that. There may be some conflict with that, especially when it comes to superiors or work coworkers or something like that. Also be aware of your health. Mars in this placement could indicate some health problems. So you want to focus on releasing the Mars energy in a healthy way and not holding it in, or it's going to result in some unhealthy matter. So let go of the frustration and the ego energies. Keep up a program of rigorous inner physical activity. Avoid any situation that's not good for your health. Above all, your frustrations, don't keep them bottled up. Okay, so let's do some tarot for this area placements. And we have the moon card. So this is sometimes about fear, and what's in the dark, it's fear. Also too, it deals with some, I want to say drugs too. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because I'm thinking of Pisces. Also, it's your subconscious coming into conscious. So what you are hiding deep down needs to come out into the light, because this is in the dark right now. And once that happens, there'll be some clarity. Also, with this Mars and Virgo, God is giving you the energy of clarity and communication. And then also too, we've discussed this Mercury energy, which is very detailed because it's in the sign of Virgo. And then lastly, we have the Two of Cups. So you're going to be very aligned with someone. Let me see if I could put this all together. So there's some darkness and some fears and some illusion, and you need to bring that into the conscious and be aware of it. So then you can have clarity that God is going to give you. And then when you have that, there will be some alignment. Though you will have people who will have the same values as you, or you will be more valued with God. Okay, so that is for you, Aries. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh, you guys, I'm getting hot. Whew. Okay, hello, Taurus placements. Welcome to your horoscopes. Your Mars is in the 5th house. This transit can bring you, this is about a time of focus on creativity and pleasure. You may be more interested in doing some playful pursuits and hobbies and whatever is interesting for you. Romance and fun is big with this Mars energy. You're going to demand to be yourself, like everyone. It's all about me when you have your Mars in the 5th house, Taurus risings, and to express to yourself and others who you really are is going to be really important with this placement. And it's time. You would not be inclined to have any self-discipline or self-denial. You're not going to be postponing anything that makes you happy, okay? Everyone else is going to take a back seat with this energy. You may not get into conflict unless you have self-assertive energies. Because you've been denied certain fun. Okay, you may be more competitive than usual with this placements. Also, if you have children, there may be some conflict, nothing too serious. However, be aware of any danger, accidents, anything that caught like a rare instance with this transit, because there's some accidents with children with this energy. So just be aware of it. Don't fear it. Be aware of it. For example, if your kids are like, let's go skydiving, how about not now? Let's plan this on a different time. Okay. You may like discipline and doing things that really you may lack discipline, and you're not going to be into doing things that you really want to do. And it's so funny because you have the Mars in Virgo, so you're probably like, I didn't feel any of this energy that you said. The collective definitely is feeling it, or you may feel it with others and see it in others. But you're all about organizing fun and being very hardworking when it comes to fun. That's more of the energy that you have. Anyway, but try not to do everything that's not unappealing. You want to have some balance in your life. Again, this is going to cause a transition. So if you're someone who is hardworking, this is about the time that stuff needs to end, because you're probably too hardworking, or it's going to end something because you're just about having fun. But look at this. This is going to bring God bringing you, because maybe you need to release the energy of having fun. But God's going to give you, once this change happens, once this transformation happens, God is going to give you resources, or a new opportunity to get resources, a new job, a new career, a new employment. And then here we have, so these are two major arcanas. And this one is saying that there's going to be a new perspective, or like a pause on things. So I'm slowing things down, especially with the Virgo and Mars. Let me see what I have. transition into resources and changing a perspective, changing your life upside down. Also, this is a energy who is a martyr, so someone who is sacrificing. So maybe there is a change in your life and God's giving you a new opportunity because you need to be more of a self-sacrificing person. Okay, I hope that resonates with you. I hope that you guys understand it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Gemini risings, this is for you. This transit is about this is in your 4th house, so it's all about your home and your family. You may be more likely a homebody, and your energy is more focused on your family, your mom, your loved ones, or it's more focused on past situations, your roots, exploring family history. There is a deeper unconscious level on your mind, and it activates your unconscious attitude and your behavior patterns from the past. This is past energy. You may also find yourself fighting about something that you didn't even understand yourself. Okay, it's important because you're dealing with the subconscious, because you're dealing with the moon. Okay, and that's where your Mars is placed, where the moon is home here. It's important to be very conscious of what you are doing now, that you behave in petty or irritable ways. This is also a placement where there's a lot of activities when it comes to working hard at home. You are very strong in having your surroundings exactly how you want it. On the other side, you could be fighting with someone at home, with someone in your domestic life. Your professional activities may be somewhat of a difficult time because there's probably going to be someone opposing your efforts at work and block your efforts completely. For this reason, it might be this is a great time to stay low during this transit. Okay, let me put some tarot cards for you. Mars and Virgo for my Gemini risings. Mix the cards up pretty good. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups, Gemini's risings, is all about there is illusions, also materialism with this, and like too many options, and you can't decide. That's what we normally get with that. Let's see what else we have. We have the 3 of Wands, and it's in reverse. So the 3 of Wands is about moving forward and expanding, and there is either a self moving forward or not moving forward at all. And then we have a Page of Swords. A Page of Swords is someone young. So it is dealing with a Gemini, which is air, Libra, and what is the other air? Libra, Aquarius. So let me see. And Paige is very young. Sometimes I consider Paige very immature because if you are a grown up, you don't want the Paige. You know, if you're like my age, or if you're teenager and older, you don't want the Page because it means that it's either, well, it's fine if it's the beginning of learning something new and communicating, because the Swords is also communication and thinking, but it could be like young at it, like you just started and you're not that equipped with it because your Page is very young. So there's illusions, there's some type of like fogginess, and it's causing you not to expand. It's causing you not to travel and move forward. And it could be because you are lacking the mentality or the communication. And this Mars and Virgo is going to give you all that energy. Let me see. And we're dealing with the 4th house. So be aware of whatever the materialism or the illusions that you have with your Mars in the 4th house when it comes to your home or your past, whatever the illusions are. We do have some planets in Pisces, so there could, like I said earlier, some of the transits, what Neptune was dealing with some haziness and some fogginess. But be aware of this because it's causing you not to move forward. It's causing you, and Mars wants to move. The ego wants to release and move. The end result is about focusing on your communication. Focus on your communication, how you use your words, also how you think. Okay. Because it looks like that is what's affecting you from moving. Okay. Let me pull one more card here. Okay. Something just wants to pop out for you guys. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay. So we have the 7 of Swords, which is all about stilling. So it looks like there's some illusion and maybe there's some stealing here or some lying, some deceitfulness, and it caused you not to move forward. And you're beginning to learn to communicate, or it's teaching you to learn and communicate, because at the end we have the Knight of Swords, which is someone who is moving fast. It's very fast energy, and it is air, and you guys are air. Okay. So be aware of this deceitfulness and these lies, or this cheating. Okay. The Seven of Swords. Okay. And that's what I have for you guys. I hope that resonated and I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please DM me. I can pull some more cards for you. Okay. All right. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay. Cancer placements and risings. Welcome. I'm mixing the tarot cards for your tarot reading, but yours is in the third house, your Mars in Virgo. And this is all about increasing your communication and learning. And you're probably more talkative with this transit, and you're probably interested in learning new things. You may be also interested in doing things with your community locally and getting involved with local activities. Your everyday tempo is going to pick up, and your energies are very high, and you're beware of any danger conflicts with the neighbors and relatives, because displacement is dealing with that. People who you encounter on a daily. It's like if you go to the grocery store and the mailman every day, be aware that you can identify very strongly with your ideas and opinions with this transit. So be careful of not putting that and provoking others with that. Also communication and social media and emails and letters. Try to be nice. When dealing with this, this is a great time for mental work, and mental level is very high, and you can work longer than usual with this transit. So Cancer rising. So let's see what else we have for you. Ooh, we have the Magician, which is very Mercury energy, and you're in the third house. So this is all about manifesting and putting in the work and putting in the action to do the work. So you can do that, especially mentally. And also you can collaborate with others. There's no I in team. That is what you get from that. Or learning from others too. Learning from maybe your siblings or your neighbors. And in Page of Cups is also dealing with, oh, you're a Cancer. Okay. So Page of Cups is dealing with your intuition. So go ahead. Very young energy, like just starting. So it's almost like you want to start using your intuition, start being compassionate, start being nurturing. Okay. Yes. And that's what we have for you guys. I hope that resonated, and see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Leo placements. This is for you. Your Mars is in the second house, and this transit can bring about a time of increased focus on your finances and your material possessions. You may be more likely to be more frugal and save money. You may also be more interested in acquiring new possessions or upgrading your current possessions. You are more inclined to identify your ego with what you value. Be careful with that, because you are not what you value. Okay. There's negative and positive to that, because if you think that you are poor, then there is your ego. If you think that you're rich, then there's your ego too. This transit also leads to disputes with others over the ownership of certain property, real estate, and can also lead to estrangement with others. You can be estranged from others because you're like, sorry, your resources, you're arguing over it. On a psychological level, you may be getting into more disputes over the value in abstract, where there's some value is important and is not because of your ego. So what you value in the abstract world, there could be some arguments, because Mars is very opinionated. It's like, you gonna listen to me, okay? No, this is it. On the positive side, you're willing to use your possessions to get work done. On a psychological level, you are also willing to work and establish and defend your values and make others understand them. So using a more positive light, Leo. I realized who I was talking to. Okay, Leo risings, just be aware of that. Let's see what we have for you guys as far as tarot. Ooh, this is a great time to, yes, because you're dealing with your resources. So this is a great time to put in the work and study and really learn more detailed with whatever it is that you are trying to learn and work on. Ooh, and then we have the beginning of some compassion and some love, romance. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, and then we have some illusions and some materialism, are like there's too many options, you can't decide. So be aware of that when it comes to your resources. But God is giving you this opportunity to practice compassion, nurturing. I want to say romance too, because we are dealing with Leo rising. So there is some romance. You guys are into that energy. So yeah, but remember at the beginning, there's no major arcana here. So this month is going to go by pretty fast for you. It's not going to be that pivotal. It is important. Everything's important, but not as strong, not a major impactful energy, the Mars and Virgo for you. But just focus on your work, your career, or whatever skills it is you're trying to achieve. Be aware of this fogginess and that you have too many choices. And because too many choices doesn't mean it's great. You just want to focus on the one. You don't want to have too many options, is what I'm saying. All right. All right. See you guys next time. Bye. Hello, Virgo risings. Now, your transit, this Mars is in your first house, and this is a time of increased focus and determination. You may be more likely to take actions towards your goals and be more assertive in your life. You may be self-improvement, taking care of your physical health. Come on, Virgos. So more in alignment with yourself. There's also self-promotion and personal goals, good health. Everything that I discussed before, it's all about you. Before, meaning in the main video, the big part of the video. But get a checkup and trust your instincts. You have more physical strength than you normally have, which is really great. Try not to be too insensitive during this time, especially with your tongue and your opinions and forcing your energy on others. You're much more of a fighter for your own rights than usual, and your physical energy level is quite high. Okay, Virgos, really work out. Take advantage. Run a marathon. Okay, so here we have here. We have the Page of Wands. So you're going to be starting to really have this energy, this fire, this drive, this passion. And it's very young. So it's very energetic. And then we have the Lovers. Lovers is very Gemini-ish. So it's very fast. And it's very like a duality. Like I can do it all. I can have it all. I'm in line with everyone. Everyone loves me. And also, you know, lovers too. Virgo. And let's see what else we have. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, I'm thinking this is more Gemini because life is going to give you some ups and downs, but you have this passion. And when it comes to your instincts, trust your instincts and go ahead and do it all. You have the physical energy right now. And Gemini moves really fast. I know you're not a Gemini, but this card in the center is a Gemini. You got two major arcana. So this is something that's going to be big for you. This is a major thing in your life right now. And it's going to give you a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy. Use it all. Take advantage of it all, and be aware of the ups and downs that it has to offer you. But that is just life. That is karma, and it's natural. God is giving you this. So just be aware of that and take your life lessons and move on with your life. Okay, take them and learn. All right, see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Libra risings, your Mars in Virgo, and I have the window open. If you can hear anything, I apologize. This transit can bring you about a time to focus introspectively in spirituality. Okay, so your Mars is in the 12th house. Okay, so you'll be more introspective and alone. You'll be more into your dreams and your intuition and psychic abilities. You want to slow down and reassess your goals. You may be feeling tired or lack of confidence. This could be frustrating because now when you don't seem to get credit for anything you do, you might get frustrated at that. You want the credit, and always have to, you don't want to stay in the background. Usually when you set forward an impression, okay, you have to assert yourself because there's this lack of confidence energy. What else do we have? Sometimes you make the wrong impression because this Mars in the 12th house is like foggy, and you think you're coming off in a clear way, but it comes off kind of hazy. Okay, and people may not, it may not come off the way you want it to come off. Okay, and this is best time to take some long time and work on your own and work on your ego. I would do a lot of intuition and spiritual work because that way that works. So like yoga, do yoga. Because Mars is very physical and now it's in a very spiritual area. So yoga is it works great with this placement. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling like things aren't working, go resort to yoga. Charitable work is really great at this time. So do that. Follow your intuition. Be very compassionate when pursuing the ego drives, the things that you're very driven. Be very compassionate. Do your research too. by yourself, work with yourself, do things by yourself, go to a library, anything Virgo related, do it for the self. Okay, not for the self, but do it by yourself. Okay, this is not really group energy because it's not coming off very clear. But this is great spiritual, intuitive energy, great with meditating and all that stuff. Okay, let me pull some cards for you guys. Libra risings. Okay, let me pull one more. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords. So there was a conflict, a fight, and you're ashamed of the battle. You're ashamed that the way you lost it. You weren't proud of the way you did some things, the way you were expressing yourself, the way you were thinking. You weren't proud of it, or you're not going to be proud of it during Virgo season. But then you have the Empress, and the Empress is very like, let's do some self-care. Let's love on ourselves. Yes, very loving, and also too very feminine, right? So, which is very self-care. And then lastly, we have the Temperance, and this is very Sagittarius. It's very optimistic, and it's also about practicing moderation. So be aware of anything dealing with drugs, or falling into this hole of darkness, or falling into this hole of not feeling secure or confident, or just a negative side of it. You want to practice moderation with everything that you do. You don't want to be too expansive on anything, especially with this thought of feeling bad for yourself, okay, on how you do things. Let that go. And yes, okay, practice some healing, some alchemy, some balancing, especially you Libras. You're all about balance. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Scorpio placements. Your Virgo. Your Mars is in the 11th house. This transit can bring about a time of increased focus on friendship, groups, and social causes. You may be more likely to be outgoing and interested in connecting with friends, especially physically. You may be like wanting to work out with friends, exercise with friends, doing something healthy with friends. Pursue your personal desires when it comes to your friendships. It's hopes and dreams are dealing with this too. Really fulfilling that and taking the ego and working with that, becoming a leader in your own field. This is all about formulating your goals and pursuing them. Your focus is on working on today's results to focus on tomorrow's results. Okay, this is also the house of groups, right? And it's all about achieving and working with others, working through others. Okay, this is not good time to physically do things by yourself. I'm not saying like working out by yourself, but you really get the energy of working with others. Scorpio placement, Scorpio rising. So while the Mars is in Virgo, seek out others. Okay, you're interested. The interesting part of this transit is because your Mars energy is within you as it's in everyone. So express total individually as, okay, what am I trying to say here? I'm reading my notes. The trick, and I say it out loud, and I just have a audio record. Okay, so listen. The Mars energy is about itself. It's about its solo. It's very ego, selfish energy. And it doesn't really like working with others. Be aware of that, Scorpio risings, because your ego has to get along with the group. So it's all about compromising and working with others. Okay. So like I said, do some physical activities with friends, competing great with friends. Okay. Athletics, anything sports, anything healthy, because we're dealing with Mars and Virgo with friends. You got it. Okay. Just try not to force yourself forcefully on friends. Mars is very forceful energy. Put yourself in a back seat and be very positive when manifesting. Okay. Scorpio rising. So you guys are very deep energy. Okay, you guys, nothing surface about you. Very mysterious, dark energy. I love Scorpio risings. Okay, let me pull some tarot cards for my Scorpio risings with this Mars. Ooh, King of Cups, very positive, because you guys are the King of Cups. Okay, so with this Mars and Virgo, use your intuition to guide you, because you have that naturally. Ooh, the Knight of Swords. So also to be very communicative. None of this negative talk, because you have the Knight of Swords. Also, it's very fast. So you can be quick and witty if you want to, especially with the group. Also, too, air energy is very external. So even though that you're a water energy, but this is giving you energy to be very, what is it, external? What is the word that I'm trying to think of when someone's internal? Okay, external. That is the word. Ooh, and we have success. It's very positive for you guys with this Mars in Virgo and this placement. So yeah, so seek the friendship, use your intuition throughout everything. Is going to guide you to be the best who you are, Scorpio placements. Okay, I hope that resonated, and I will see you. Oh, and the last card, which was the world, is success and completion. So it's going to bring some a lot of completions and close energy for you. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye. Sagittarius placements. And you talking about me now. Okay, I'm a Sagittarius rising. So I'm with this. When I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to myself. So Sagittarius rising, our Mars in Virgo is in the 10th house, and this transit can bring about a time to increase focus on your career and public image. As she flicks her hair, okay? So you may be more ambitious and be more interested in achieving your goals. I know I set some goals publicly, which is really, it always has me freaked out that I am like reading myself. You may be also more interested in taking a leadership role and making a difference in the world. Like I said earlier, I'm saving this video, so for anyone who's new here, but Virgo energy, it's all about the hard work and a ton of focusing on certain things, and it's very ambitious, okay? And you're going to be ambitious about your career, and you may change careers, but you may keep it and get even better at it, okay? Mars, the planet of the ego, is very much at home in this placement because it's all about the ego with this placement. So you're going to be very ambitious, very achieving goals. It's just very any project you're in for it, but make sure it's a solo project. Find independent projects that requires individual effort, because Mars doesn't want to share. It doesn't want to do the group thing. You may have conflict with authorities, so be aware of that, because you're so driven. So you may have conflict with father figures, authorities, parents, employers, bosses, government officials. That's what all that house represents, and the Mars is in it, and it's ready for war. Mars is like, I'm ready to fight. And you are all about your career and goals. So just be aware of that. We're dealing with this. Stay grounded. Put some water on that fire. If you can align yourself and interests that best suits you, this can work out. Conflict with coworkers may arrive because they feel threatened by you. Okay, so just try to slow down. Take it slow. Okay, don't be too aggressive when it comes to your goals, because you're living in this Virgo energy. Also, to take advantage of the details and take advantage of the slowness that you're going to have with this, to pursue all your goals. Okay, let me pull some cards out while we have this here. Okay, I'm looking at, okay, so Sagittarius rising. So we have the 5 of Cups for your tarot card first. And the 5 of Cups is all about looking at the negative and not the positive. Sagittarius risings, you're very optimistic. So during this transit, try to stay optimistic. Do not focus on what you've lost. Don't focus on the grief or whatever it is that is dying or ending for you. Focus on what God has given you and what you have, okay? Also, then next we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is all about working together and collaborating. And maybe this is what God is telling you, because your back is like, here I'm by myself, but you do have people to learn from and collaborate from and learning from others. So you have that energy. And then also to save the coin, save your resources, save the coin. We have the Virgo energy, and it's very practical. So Mars in Virgo is about being more practical, and you want to be more practical when it comes to your resources. Okay, so anything you're trying to achieve, try to achieve it in a practical way. You don't need to spend all the money to achieve any of your goals that you're trying to achieve with this placement. Okay, remember, this ends around the end of August, so take advantage while you can, Sagittarius risings, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, Capricorn risings, your Your Mars is in the ninth house. This transit can bring about times of increased focus on travel, philosophy, higher education. You might be more curious and learning new things, especially things that are involving things out of this country, out of your country. You may be more interested in exploring different cultures or expanding your worldview. Philosophy is also something really big with this. It's a good time to be more creative with your intellectual work. I apologize if you hear any noise outside. I have my window open and the kids are in a pool. Let me see. Also, try not to convey your beliefs onto your worldly beliefs onto others. It's important that you don't do that because you could be more defensive. The problem is to avoid identifying your ego with what you believe as your identity. Okay, so because this Mars in Virgo is very in a place of like philosophy, right, and religion, be aware of not forcing that onto others, okay, and try not to attach that onto others. I know a lot of people may identify as Christian, but I'm not trying to say anything negative about religion. I'm trying to explain that if someone is Jewish, this is an example, and they say, "Well, I don't believe in that, and I don't agree," and they're arguing with you. Try not to take that identity of a Christian as like, "No, but this is who I am. This is what I am." Like, let it go. Okay, you are your soul, your spirit, your being. You are you, right? And let it go. Whatever the title is, release it, let it go. Okay. This is a house of law and courts too, so if there's any law things going on, be careful with this transit. There's some legal difficulties if you have any. So just be aware of that. It doesn't seem positive because you're in a fighting spirit and the ego can't handle this legalness because you can't. The ego's not in charge of the law. Okay. Yeah, so let me see what we have for your tarot. Ooh, this is a time to rest your mind, rest that tongue. Okay, and what I was just saying. Also, there is a completion of some sorts of no, not completion, but there is also some ups and downs and some karma coming your way. That's a major arcana, and a major arcana means that it's a big deal in your life. And it's going to cause a transition. So whatever this ups and downs and this karma that's coming your way is going to cause a peaceful transition. It may not seem that way, you may not think it, but just start off being peaceful and resting your mentality, resting your words, your communication, because life brings you ups and downs and karma is coming your way, and it's going to bring you transition to peaceful waters. Okay, you're leaving the chaos behind, you're leaving all those things that was down, and you're walking into some positive things. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Aquarius risings. Now your transit, your Mars in Virgo, is in the transit of, wait, hold on, let me make sure. Okay. Eighth house, and this transit is all about transformation and power. Okay, and you may be more likely to be intuitive with this placement, and you may be more interested in the subconscious mind. You may also be interested in intimacy because that's what you have with the this placement, and exploring your own sexuality. Your ego in the eighth house will create confrontations with something which will force a transformation in your life of some kind. Okay, you may encounter someone who has a powerful effect upon you and cause you to change, or there could be a conflict that would cause a strong change. The eighth house is the house of values that you share with others, so there may be some conflict concerning values or objects that you value, such as property and possessions, that can cause a conflict and make you re-examine or modify your position. When it comes to marriage and partnerships, the two of you may disagree strongly on how you manage your jointly held resources or how you spend a limited amount of money, because there's a problem with resources held together with someone else. This is not your own personal resources. This is your resources with someone else. It's not a good time to get along. Okay, this is not a good time. This transit ends at the end of August 27th. So then go ahead. You can do as you want, but don't say I didn't tell you. Because your ego is in the way, and certain energies It don't like negotiation. Okay. Also, remember I said sex is very big in this one. So some people don't want to admit that, but go ahead, have fun. All right, Aquarius risings. Let's see what we have. Ooh, look at it. See, and this is about inheritance. So let's see. This is a family inheritance. Let's see what else. Also, this is a 10, and the coins represent resources. Let's see what else we have. Ooh, okay. So there's inheritance, there's some celebration with some girlfriends or some friends of some sort, and then there is a grief, a loss. Okay, so because I was talking about this shared resource here, I'm thinking that's what this is, and it may be something that you are very happy about and you're going to celebrate about, but then there may be a loss, and I just want you to know if there is a loss of any sort, okay, you're looking at what you don't have, you're not looking at what you do have, and that is what the focus should be on. What God has still given you, what God has still rewarded you with, and what you still have. Okay, so be aware of that, Aquarius risings, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, Pisces risings. Now, your Mars in Virgo is in the 7th house. This transit can bring about a time of increased focus on your relationship with partners. You may be more likely to communicate and be more interested in getting to know your partner. Because the 7th house is all about partners and relationships. You may also be more interested in working with others and collaborating with others on a project. And the Mars, the energy, the ego wants to do it through partnership. And I know a lot of times people think that's a bad thing, but we need this, we need all of the energy in our life, right? So you need the energy of being alone, and you need the energy of being with others. And this is about having the energy and the ego, and the Mars doesn't want to work with others, but working through others. The 7th house is about intimate 101 corroboration with partners. It's a house of open enemies too. So there may be some conflict with some enemies and confrontation. What else do we have with this transit? There could be tension in your life, but it could become used creatively if you are conscious of what you are doing. If not, this transit can simply signify times of complex, especially with those closest to you, like your spouse, someone you work with, your partner, your fellow coworkers. Mars is very self-assertive. It's very likely that you will experience the 7th house as the open enemies, right? Even if the intimate, positive relationships may not suffer, it may suffer, one or the other. The problem is that you will find it difficult to give in and compromise, because Mars is all about the self, and you're in the energy of not being about the self. And then you're dealing with Virgo, and Virgo wants to sacrifice and give unto others and be charitable. So be open to that energy. Be aware of where it is. And you're Pisces rising, so you're naturally this way, but for some reason it's in a place that doesn't want to do it. On a positive side, in any closer relationship, there is often too much compromising. So because maybe you weren't open to being open, this is going to make you, force you to be open, and it's going to, whatever grievances you are holding back is going to come out. On the other hand, it's a really great time to deal with harmony and relationships between you and your partner. This is a good time where you're a great deal of energy into working through each other, because remember, it's working through each other. Be careful of primitive manifestations of this transit. However, try to avoid unnecessary conflict. And that's me reading my notes, but be aware of immaturity. That's what primitive. Okay. So let me mix up these tarot cards, my Pisces rising, and let's do your tarot. We have some sleepless nights and some anxieties and some fears here. Let's see what else we have when it comes to your mental. But this is the energy of focusing on your work, focus on your goals, focus on learning something, your apprenticeship, and studying, especially when it comes to the details. And then here we have the 10 of Swords, and the words and the communication, it's hurting your back. Yeah, it's like you feel like you've literally been backstabbed. Okay. And then there's these dark clouds hovering above you, and you're probably like, what? I do not resonate with this. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. let me see, some anxiety when it comes to working, and some anxiety when it comes to detailed work, some anxiety when it comes to focusing on your health, and you feel like the anxiety has caused some backstabbing, or maybe this fear has unconsciously brought it. And then this is what we have. We have the emperor, someone who needs to be the boss and get things started, someone who needs to be a leader, and that's what you need to be. Also, too, we have the lovers at the bottom, and the lovers is all about being harmonious and working with others and having this duality, being able to look at both sides. Okay. So work on that, be a leader, be a boss, and practice duality. And duality meaning see both sides, be more aligned, and practice harmony. All right. I hope that resonated with you, Pisces placements. And yes, that is that. Don't forget to check out my next video, and most likely that will be live. Yes, and I think that's it. I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.